Hey car fans, I'm Mike Berger with CarSoup.com, and this is another episode of CarSoup Car Closeups, or as we like to call it, C3. Now, if you were to look up the definition of rogue in the dictionary, it's going to tell you that a rogue is, well, a rakish figure, somebody who's kind of fun, maybe a little bit like a pirate. Think kind of Johnny Depp, somebody that you want to go party with. Well, that's exactly what the Nissan Rogue Sport is. It's a fun-to-drive, sporty version of the regular Nissan Rogue. Now, we're out here at Walzer Nissan with Joe Fow, and Joe is going to walk us through everything that makes the Rogue Sport that much fun.
The Rogue Sport's an interesting vehicle. It actually started life over in Europe, badged as the Nissan Qashqai. I'm not entirely sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's got a couple of Q's in it, but it's the 5th best-selling vehicle in all of Europe. So Nissan basically is like, clearly we've got something good here, so let's bring it to the US market where there's already a demand for small SUVs and affordable, certainly affordable small SUVs. So right away when you get behind the wheel of one of these things, it's pretty apparent that it's different than what you would usually expect. It's a very low center of gravity, but without giving up the higher driving position that people really like. It's very nimble. The way all the controls respond, the steering, the brakes, the throttle, everything is meant to be geared towards a more engaging drive. So the Rogue Sport uses a 2-liter direct injection gasoline engine, makes 141 horsepower, 147 pound-feet of torque, does 24 miles per gallon in the city, 30 miles per gallon in the highway. This engine has been around for quite some time with Nissan. We've used it in some of our commercial vehicles for a number of years now. So this is something that there's tons of them on the road and they've been proven over time. With engine bays, most of the time people pop the hood and go, well, I don't really know what I'm looking at. But the nice thing about what Nissan does with these cars is everything that you might need day to day as an owner, they make it really easy to get at. So like the battery's just sitting right on top through there. If you want to check your oil, sitting right there. If you want to add oil, if you're even feeling that brave, they put the cap right on top. Washer fluids right up in front. And basically the things, like I said, that you would want to use day to day, they make it really easy to get at, and don't worry about the other stuff. Just leave that to the mechanics if you ever have any issues. So with buyers these days, people really care about the connectivity. So Nissan's gone the extra mile to make sure we have all the things that people are looking for. So you'll find your Bluetooth controls right here on the steering wheel, along with streaming audio, so you can play any music, or if you want to stream in the map voice from your phone, it makes it super easy. You've got over on the center console, you'll find every possible input of audio you can think of. Sirius XM, FM, AM, CD, USB and auxiliary are hiding down here for you, nice and convenient should you ever need to use them. The display up top is more for the audio information, and this particular car has a navigation system on it. One of the big things that people really like is the upgraded camera system. So you have a button here you can use to just turn it on, and it brings up Nissan's around view monitor. So right now, since the car's in park, we have the front view here, and then to the right is our composite 360-degree view from 4 cameras around the car. One in the front, one in the back, and then there's one under each of the door mirrors. You can see there's my hand. You see how that lights up in yellow right there? That's for the moving object detection. So based off of what year you're in or where the car is going to move, it'll highlight different portions of the camera system to let you know where moving objects are. Should they be people, small animals, kids, or things that you generally don't want to run into or over. We move over to the center console here. In between the gauge cluster, well, the gauges, excuse me, there is an extra display that Nissan calls the Advanced Drive Assist display. This is all driver-focused information. So right now, there's your average speed screen. We scroll over, there's your trip computers. This is one of my favorites, the tire pressure screen. Obviously, they appear while driving, but it shows you individualized, for starters, what pressures each tire is at. And then, if one of them is low, you know which one it is. And then when it comes time to air it up, just leave the car running. So when you go to air up the tire, the car will actually honk the horn for you when it reaches the proper pressure. Makes it super easy. You never have to carry a gauge. Even if you overfill it on accident or something like that, the car will actually honk 3 times, again letting you know, it's like, hey, be careful, your tire pressures are too high.
So hopefully the roguish nature of the Nissan Rogue piqued your curiosity. Check back soon for more episodes of CarSoup Car Closeups. I'm Mike Berger, and we'll see you down the road.